more of they had some times when the linebacker beat our protection or the defensive end beat our protection. This week it was more of they got us with scheme-wise a couple times, which that's, as a coach, it frustrates you because that's what we kind of take responsibility for, and take understanding that there's going to be some physical losses on a play or within a game. You don't want to get out schemed on something a couple times, so that's what we're always trying to out scheme them, and they got us a couple times, so we got to just go back and make sure we're putting our guys in the best position.
There's been some questions about job security with Mark Helfrich. How have you seen him kind of react? How has he been around the program the past few weeks?
Since I've been here, he's the same guy. Every day we're trying to fix problems. You always have problems. What you're trying to do is fix them, and it's part of trying to just find a solution to help our guys, put them in the best position and everything. But this staff has been no different than the first day I showed up as far as being positive, being energetic, caring about the kids, caring about just what can we do today to get better to help us be successful this Saturday.
As assistants, how do you kind of handle that outside noise and maybe try to help him through it?
It never gets discussed inside there. We never talk about it. I hate to ruin everybody, but I don't really read anything that, not just you guys, but anybody ever writes or anything. I kind of live in a football bubble this time of year, other than talking to my family in the mornings. Otherwise, I'm hanging out here with the football players and the coaches. So it's kind of just we're just working on, let's go get our 4th victory this week and do everything we can against Utah.
Coach, beginning of the season, I think a lot of people are excited about the possibility of 2 or 3 quarterbacks who would be running quarterbacks. We saw that with Crew Cup, but not hardly any. Doesn't seem like much spread option run with Herbert. Is that a fair assessment, and why, if he isn't running much, why is that?
A little bit has been what we've seen from the defenses, and every defense is a little bit different. We had the one game early in the year where Dakota ended up with, I think, maybe close to 100 yards against Nebraska, and it was a little bit, we went in that game expecting what their defensive ends were going to kind of play and try to put in the position to be successful because of how they crashed on the backside. What we see a lot of times, what Stanford did most of the time, their defensive ends kind of sit on the backside, so it really doesn't put the quarterback in a position. So what we've had to do is to be able to use the quarterback in our run game, which Justin ran pretty good last week. We actually had some draw plays that way where he was the primary run guy, primarily in the spread option kind of read stuff. The quarterback's kind of the alternate guy that we got to keep them honest with that guy. So what we've tried to do, since people are not kind of giving us that or putting us in a position where we're going to get a lot of pulls off the run scheme itself, then what we've done is try to put him in a position to run him, make him the primary ball carrier. And some of the we had a counter play last week, and we had a couple draws, and he was able to kind of get through there and get some positive yards. So that's we've had to adjust our train of thought, because they're kind of playing us that, hey, we're going to make sure the quarterback gives the football, so then we know who's carrying the football. But it's defense to defense each week.
Follow up, if a team is deliberately trying to take that away, don't you still have an alternative? I'm harking back the old Oklahoma triple option days. They're going to run that no matter what the team tries to do, right?
We still run it. What it does is just like in the triple, it's a version of the triple option. When you ran against the triple option, if they always dive down on the fullback, that's when the quarterback got in that pitch thing. If they always don't take the fullback, then the fullback's going to end up with 25 carries in the game. And really, our tailback is kind of the fullback dive within that system. So if our read is not attacking the mesh or attacking the down block or coming down on us, then what we end up doing is we eliminate that guy. He is not in the. And really, the whole thing is designed. The quarterback is responsible for somebody, but also we eliminate that guy from the thing. So he's a guy we don't have to block. And there's reads where we're reading a defensive end, we're reading a D tackle, we're reading a linebacker. So those things, and what they've most of the time done, we get a lot of standstill by those guys in that situation, and then they kind of make us basically give the dive on the read itself. And then numbers-wise, we should be in a good position that way. Then it just comes down to we got to get guys blocked.
Defensively, what sorts of challenges does Utah present? You talked a little bit about the pressure. Is that something that they're going to do as well?
They're about a quarter of the time pressure, which is a decent number. It's not too high, it's not too low. It's more of a kind of the middle of the road as far as what you kind of go into a game. It's not like what Arizona State was in that way. But over the time I've been in the Pac-12, you know what you're going to get from them. They do their thing. They're a man cover team that'll mix in cover 3 and mix in some cover 2, and they do a good job with it. And it's almost every game is kind of the same percentages, the same thing. Coach Whittingham is an excellent defensive coach and everything, and he has a plan in place. And no matter who the coordinator's been, it's they just kind of do what they do. So you have that. They like to bring 5 guys, a decent amount. They will give you some odd front. They're primarily an even front team. Man coverage is going to be something that they're constantly attacking with in that way, so you got to be ready for man coverage, and then you have to kind of adjust when they go cover 2 and cover 3, because that's kind of their